Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. This is our new ladder truck that we are very proud to have and thankful. Proud to have it and be able to serve the citizens of Hayes with it. A lot of bigger cities, we call it a ladder, but it also can be known as a quint, meaning that it's dual purpose. Sometimes you have a fire truck that might just have the aerial on it to where you can climb up a building. Or other trucks might just have a pump on it. This truck has both the aerial and pump capabilities, meaning we can use it to also fight the fire, perform rescues with it. It has a 1,500 gallon capacity to it, so we can put out at a max 1,500 gallons of water if we have the water supply and the hoses available to the truck. 300 gallons on the truck. We can get a start on a fire while we're waiting for a supply line if we had to. Car fires, it'll handle all that.
How does that capacity compare to the other one?
Pretty comparable. Yeah.
Comparable.
Yeah, right at it. So carry a multiple amount of tools on the truck for different scenarios. We're well equipped to handle all sorts of emergencies. Anymore, we're a pretty utility-ized department. People will call us for all sorts of emergencies during the time of the day. So this truck, thank you. This truck will be able to perform firefighting activities, basic rescues. We've got some rope on the truck in case we were to get called out for a high rise where we needed to make a rescue on a rope. And then automobile accidents, medical equipment, any sort of scenario we can come across, we've got the tools and capabilities to do it. Now we can fight grass fires with it. We've got a 1-inch line on the front of it. You know, if we get a yard fire in town or something like that, we'll have yard fires in town, but for county and big rural operations, this one won't.
If I remember right, one of the things they told us with the, what you call them, I call them anchors, but whatever.
The outriggers here?
These aren't as wide?
Yes, these aren't as wide. The other truck had 4, it had 2 on the front and 2 on the back. And these also deploy a lot faster.
Oh, okay.
We probably shrunk it down by a couple feet, which in today's, with the road construction being the way it is, the cul-de-sacs, things are getting more narrow, so we've got to be able to have better placement, and if people are parked on both sides of the road, we can still get access in to that.
What about this particular truck got you the most excited when you knew you were going to be able to get it?
Oh man, it's, well, aside from the fact that it looks sharp, I really like the quiet cab myself. The old trucks, they sit right over the engine compartment, so it makes it hard for me to communicate with my driver. This one, we've got the built-in headsets that we can also communicate to each other through those headsets. That was a big one for me because it used to be that I had to talk loudly and almost shout across the cab, and that created some things because I like to talk with the guys while we're en route to an emergency scene. Hey, there's a hydrant at 13th and Main or whatever. I can see smoke. This is what we're going to do, and start prepping ahead of time on the way to the call. So this makes a difference in that aspect. So.
Oh my gosh, it's like an airplane.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he can control all the lights and the power operations. There's a switch that before the driver gets out of the truck, he can flip the pump on for the water and engage it through the transmission.
I have to sit in it here, James. May I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Give her a helmet too.
Yeah.
We'll skip the helmet.
We're still talking about the fireworks.
Oh, I like it. It's cool.
Take it home.
It is. It's like an airplane.
Don't push that white
No
or
button.
the yellow button. We're good with the anchors down, but with the outriggers down. But
Wow. Wow. Well, we're proud that you're able to have it. That's wonderful.
yeah.
That's the tune.
I forgot Becky
Yeah.
had her little camera.
Very nice.
Newer truck, you know, it meets the emission standards that the newer trucks are having to come out with, so a little more environmentally friendly.
Good.
So that helps. Burns a little cleaner than the old trucks. I can show you guys some of the tools we carry if you guys are interested. So, I was telling you guys about the rescues we might have. A couple of the saws, in case we get into anything. The K12 here has a carbide tip blade on it, so we can cut through anything with it. We call it soap. it's foam. It's a concentrate mix that it'll create bubbles. That way if we get an alcohol fire, fuel fire, it helps smother the flames and keeps that fire from spreading. Hose pack for most of the high rises in town, McMinus Hall, a lot of the buildings on campus, Chestnut Building here downtown. What we can do is take one of our 2.5-inch lines, plug it into a standpipe on the building and flow water, and then there's a pipe that runs up a corridor in the building, and that way we don't have to take a hose line up through a window. We can take a hose line in with us, plug it in up on the floor we need to fight the fire, and go from there. The rope equipment is right here, and then on the other side of the truck there's a compartment with the new electrical equipment we were talking about earlier, and then the medical equipment as well. We'll charge the batteries for it on our what we call tool day. Once a week we take all the battery equipment off, make sure it's got a full charge on it, and make sure it works, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's still right.
So
It actually even has a phone app. You can control it from your phone.
yeah.
That's the one thing we have access to in Red of Fire.
Yeah, that's just what I was gonna say. Yeah.
And then our new fan, it's called the Bat Fan.
The bat fan,
It
just to try to clear things.
yeah,
or-
just if we go in somewhere, it's obviously pretty smoky. We can break open a window and then force the smoke out with this fan.
Oh yeah.
It's battery operated too, 45 minutes at max power. The benefit of this one is if the old one, you know, running on gas powered, if we had an incident where we need to blow CO out of a home, you know, the gas power is going to blow all the fumes and stuff from the combustion back into the home. Versus this, there's no combustion for it. Just so those are nice additions. The compactness makes them easier to store on the truck.